What's up, guys? Lee Ryder here, Crypto Didact, and welcome to another Bitcoin analysis video. I'm sorry that I haven't put one out in a little while, but I've been a little busy with work and with some family stuff, so bear with me, and we're back today. So it is 12/13. That is a Wednesday, and the market's been pretty exciting. I think we've actually had some good signals. Maybe a little bit of the mania starting to wear off of Bitcoin. I think that's transferred into other coins, altcoins, and we'll talk about that. I'm probably gonna start making individual videos for each of the coins because the videos will get too long and people tend to not watch that long of a video of me talking. So bear with me, and let's get to the screens. All right, well, welcome. Like I said, we're gonna do our normal thing where I'm starting with the weekly. We're gonna talk about the volume profile, where the resistance is at, and then we'll dial down to the 10-minute, which is pretty interesting. We're starting to see a channel forming, and I think that could lead to some lower prices down to that 12,000, 2,500 level that we're seeing on the chart. So let's get to it, guys. What is up, guys? Welcome to the analysis. We have some interesting stuff going on. So I'm gonna start here with the monthly chart, and we will dial down like we always do. Got some good feedback on that, so we're gonna continue with that structure until y'all tell me otherwise. So let's continue. So I was talking in our past couple videos about when we were at that 11,000 to 12,000 range, about here, how it was looking a little toppish, right? Well, I'm usually a little early to things, good and bad, but that's just the way it goes. And as you can see, we cleared a lot of ground without a lot of retesting of price. So if we look at the volume profile here, we still have this same very flat profile over here, and this is still a low volume node over here in this $12,000 to $2,800 range. And so I think that is where we're coming back to retest, because generally when price moves this fast without retesting, it has to come back. It wants to come back and verify those levels that it's still at value. So if we look right now, like I just said, we have some key levels here. This 12,000 to 12.8 is gonna be a big level to watch. We have a small little pocket here at about 13.5K. And then also up here in these upper ranges where we went up as high as, let me get the pointer out here. And we went up to 17.6 about. So that is extremely on low volume. So if we look back here, this is why that's my low volume node up at the very top. So we're gonna be cycling between these levels. We found some high volume nodes here, and that's at the, I apologize, about the 16,000 to 16.4 and 15.6 to about 15.7. So pretty small little high volume pops. What my thinking is here, guys, is that most of the people that are coming into this space at this level don't really know what they're doing, don't really know how to trade, and what's happening is they're executing market orders. So that is eliminating liquidity, and it's driving the bid up so high so fast. This is my thinking. Most of us traders that have been in this for a while, you know, we're doing limit orders, we're looking at where we want price to come to, and then we execute trades at those levels. But right now that's not really happening. What we have is people just coming to market and they're just buying at market. They're eliminating liquidity, and that drives the bid up. So I think that's what we're seeing here on the high level overview. So let's go down to the daily now and look at that. Okay, daily, pretty interesting stuff here, guys. I know in our last video I was talking to y'all about divergence, and we are seeing divergence right now, and this is a perfect example before a rollover, and I'm glad that we're going to be able to talk about it on camera. So as we can see, we have price is moving higher here. It is making higher highs, but as you can see, our cycle indicator is rolling over. So generally what will happen in a bearish divergence like this is that the price will continue in the direction of our cycle indicator. Now you can see here, this just happened. I was preparing for this and the momentum had not yet done this, but we crossed below our trend line on our momentum, and our high in momentum is also doing the same thing. There is higher momentum, lower momentum. It's moving down, it's moving down, it's moving down here as well, but price has been inching higher here. So this is generally an indication that we are losing momentum in the market, that we will need to come back and retest some of these levels because people maybe, is price at a value? We don't know. That's what we'll have to find out. So I still think, like we had earlier, that this level here is going to be a key level, about the 13,000 to 12,000. This $1,000 pocket is going to be really huge, and I think likely what we're going to see is price is going to stumble over, and it's going to come here and either continue higher. We're going to come down here and trade flat, or we will come down and do one of these numbers and we will have a big correction. So that's all going to be held by this level right here. So this is this node here. So like I said earlier, we have a couple of high volume nodes that are occurring where price is likely going to stay for a while and test because it is the current at value price. So that's the daily. The key takeaways here are going to be that we're seeing bearish divergence, so price is moving higher. All of our cycle indicators and all of our momentum indicators are not maintaining those higher highs like we saw all back here where price was moving higher and momentum was moving higher. So now this is a turning point. So those are the key takeaways at the daily level. So let's dial down a little bit further and we're going to move down to the hourly. Okay, cool stuff here. Okay, so the last video was all down here in this area. You can see we got our bounce, we broke, and then we came way up, but we did come back down to those levels I said we would probably retest, and then we came up, but we're kind of at a wall here, guys. So the market is trying to find value, and you can see we are trading in the middle of this volume profile. Now this is kind of like one large one right here like this, but you can see the main activity has been up here. So the market is trying to decide, is this value? So you can see we're trading in the middle of that zone. So you can see I draw some trend lines here. This is a 3 trend or 3 touches. The trend is confirmed, and so this is going to be a very important level that we want to watch. And so I would imagine price would move somewhere between 15,000 and 16,000 for this touch before it maybe retouches and retest this high, or we get a higher like this, or we completely break through and we come up and retest like this before rolling over and we get to those lower levels, the 12,000 level. And I think maybe that will be the case, but we have another data point for us to watch. Now, this level down here is on those higher time frames, that pocket I'm talking about, and that's that $12,000 to $3,000 $12,000 to $13,000 range that we want to be really careful of, because we also had this huge bounce here. We tested it here and broke out. We tried to test all in this level, so this is a hugely important level, and if we do not hold this level, it's likely going to mean lower prices. If we hold it, we can expect that we will come down to this line, to this trend line, maybe a little bit below it, and then we will continue higher. So we're looking at maybe a retrace to the 14.5 level, $15,000 level, and then retest back up to those $17,500 levels. That would be an ideal case and an ideal case to trade, because we know where we're going to be wrong at when the price it takes us out by a margin of this trend line. Now, if we break below this trend line, I imagine we are going to do one of these numbers and very quickly come back down here, and either we're going to trade flat. If we break it, likely though, guys, we're just going to plow right back through it and we will come back down to these levels to retest. So that's it on the hourly. A lot of good stuff happening here. Remember, right now we're trading in the middle of the normal distribution for that volume profile. So this is our no trade zone, guys. We have a no trade zone from about 17.5, which is here, and our low of that, and this is a huge range, guys, is about 14.5, which is going to be right here. So yeah, this is our no trade zone. Okay, now let's dial down a little bit further and look at the 10-minute chart. And here we have some interesting stuff. So I know I haven't done a video on this yet, but these are normal distribution curves. So if you look here, how this curve is very long and tall, well, that is because it's in price discovery mode. Well, what we are now is in a corrective nature where we're slowly trading at value, but the value price is trending lower. And we have this channel that is formed, and you can see I've drawn it with these lines. Now we will need to verify that with a third touch, but really when you're looking at these lines should be parallel normally when you have a channel, and it's looking like we're gonna have a good channel form. So we can look right here that we're at the bottom of the cycle. Same thing with our momentum, we are at the bottom of the cycle. So I think what will happen is this move that we're having is a reaction to this bottom, and we will probably come up a little bit higher before rolling back over to retest this lower side, which will coincide with what I was talking about earlier on the 1 hour chart. And that's why fractals are so important, guys, because we're getting confirmation here at that same $14,500 level would be the bottom of the channel, and we would expect a retracement back up. So we're at the bottom of the cycle. Like I said, this will likely probably come back up. So that will be this move here and then roll back over, which will be this move here. So I hope that was helpful, guys. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below, and I hope y'all have a great week. Enjoy. All right, guys, so one of my subscribers recommended that I do a recap, and I think that's a great idea, so I want to do this recap at the end. So we looked from the monthly chart down to the 10-minute, and there's some key stuff that we need to remember going forward. On the daily chart, we are starting to see bearish divergence. This generally means that price will continue lower. We have some key support levels, which on the daily chart is going to be about $12,000 to $13,000 range. There is a vacuum node here. This is going to be a very pivotal point to where it is going to be a great buying opportunity if the level holds, because we will be able to put our stop losses very close to that level. And if the price breaks through it, it's a good indication that prices are going to continue much slower and maybe trigger a larger correction. So down on the hourly, we have a trend line that is forming. The bottom of the trend line is going to be the $14,000 to $15,000 range. So this is a trend line that we want to watch to be taking a long position when it approaches that line. This is also confirmed on our 10-minute chart, where the volume, the value price is trending lower, and we also have a channel forming. Now this channel also confirms that $14,000 to $15,000 price. So those are some key levels we want to watch. On the higher level key levels, we have 17,500. If the price moves above this is a good indication that we were going to continue this bull run, and it is a great buying opportunity. In the near term, major support is going to be the $12,000 to $13,000 level. We talked about that giant vacuum zone, and so that's going to be more of our longer term support. And our temporary support, confirmed by a fractal, is going to be that $14,000 to $15,000 range. It looks like 14.5 or so. So that's kind of the recap of what we see right now, and I hope y'all enjoyed.